Dune Part 2 builds on the first installment and further explores power, religion, and family themes. Click the like button at any time if you enjoyed this video. At the center of the Dune saga is Paul Atreides, who has integrated with a group of Fremen along with his mother, Lady Jessica. The Fremen are a tribal society split by two opposing beliefs. Some view Paul as their long-awaited prophet. They call him Lisan al-Gaib. Others see this prophecy as a mere southern belief. Paul and Jessica know the believers were indoctrinated by centuries of Bene Gesserit propaganda, which implanted the myth of the Messiah. After drinking the water of life, which is extracted from a baby worm, Jessica becomes the Fremen's Reverend Mother, the highest religious authority within the tribe. This event also affects her unborn child, making the fetus, Elia, fully sentient. Meanwhile, Paul rises as one of the Fremen's best fighters. Jessica, Elia, and Paul are exposed to high levels of spice in the desert, enhancing their visions and supernatural abilities. The geopolitics of Arrakis become more important in Part 2. Dune, the planet, is divided into two poles. The north is controlled by the Harkonnens, where they harvest spice. The south is considered uncharted and uncontrollable. Despite that, Jessica wants to journey there to unite the Fremen and fulfill the prophecy. Religion and superstitions are key in Paul's rise among the Fremen. The southern Fremen, seen as fanatic fundamentalists, are more likely to embrace Paul as the Messiah. Before they journey south, Jessica skillfully exploits manufactured superstition and cultural biases to convert non-believers. This helps Paul ascend as the Fremen's spiritual and military leader. The traditional power structures of Part 1 continue to dominate the world outside the desert. Part 2 introduces the Emperor of the known universe, the most powerful figure in this world. In Part 1, he secretly conspired with the Harkonnens to destroy House Atreides. Now, rumors of a messianic figure raising an army threatens his rule. The Harkonnens fear they'll lose control over Arrakis if they don't increase spice production, complicated by Paul and the Fremen's attacks. Family is a central theme portrayed through the great houses involved. In the Emperor's orbit is his daughter, Princess Irulan, an astute political observer who documents the ongoing events. In the Baron's orbit are his nephews, Glossu Raban, who oversees Arrakis operations, and Faid Raotha, a ruthless fighter. In Paul Atreides' orbit are Lady Jessica and her unborn child, who now communicates with them. Paul also develops a relationship with Chani, a Fremen warrior who initially doubts his prophetic status. These factions clash with and among themselves as Paul makes a move for the throne. At this point, it's hard to know Paul's prophetic status. Is he the Kwisatz Haderach, or is Jessica only using Bene Gesserit superstitions to their advantage? Even Paul has his doubts, but then the prophecy comes true. Paul journeys south to attend the Fremen Council, where he claims the title of Duke of Arrakis. To fulfill the prophecy, he had to partake in a water of life ritual. Surviving this ordeal granted him unprecedented abilities to see all possible futures, which guide all his actions from then on. He also gains ancestral memory. That's how he learns the Baron is Jessica's father. He also discovers a secret stash of atomic weapons hidden by House Atreides. Paul's visions of his rise to power foresee suffering and death for billions across the universe, but he sees no other way forward. He's a prophet to the Fremen, and he's leading them into a holy war. As echoes of war range, our main factions make consequential decisions. At first, the Emperor opts for a strategic non-interventionism, aiming to appear as a peacemaker later. His decision was highly influenced by Princess Irulan, who's a Bene Gesserit and benefits from privileged information she's not allowed to share with her father. On Giedi Prime, the Baron anoints Faid Harkonnen as his successor, intending for him to seize the imperial crown. The Harkonnens want to overthrow the Emperor. The Bene Gesserits know the Emperor will lose his crown, but they don't know who between Faid and Paul will prevail. Paul contacts the Emperor, who eventually makes his way to Arrakeen, the seat of power on Arrakis. The Emperor convenes the Harkonnens to know who the prophet is. That's when Paul uses atomics to breach the shield wall, allowing his Fremen army to surround the compound. The battle outside culminates in an intense confrontation inside, with Paul killing the Baron and defeating Fade in a duel. The Emperor surrenders. Paul spares his life and takes Princess Irulan's hand. This is a strategic move, but it strains his relationship with Chani. The great houses already signaled their intention to reject Paul's claim. Holy War is coming, and the Chosen One might not be the hero he's made out to be.